Wonderful.
Well, a very, very, very good morning, everybody, and or wherever you may be watching us from Hawaii or further afield on the mainland. Once again, we are back with our vendor presentation. This is the fifth in a series of 6 presentations that the Hawaii Spa Association has done. This particular series has been with vendors, and today we are very, very excited and proud to represent, to introduce at least, Comfort Zone. And representing Comfort Zone is Teresa Overholt. But before we get to that, of course, for those people who don't yet know, just a quick introduction to Sean, our president, Jennifer, our vice president, Amanda, our secretary, and of course, myself, who will be introducing Teresa. I was excited when we were in touch with Teresa to introduce Comfort Zone, because Comfort Zone has actually been involved with the Hawaii Spa Association, probably one of the longest vendors that we've had associated with us. Way back, maybe about 10 years ago, we did a presentation in Oahu that Comfort Zone was involved with, and then a couple of others around the island, and which was last year and the year before that, in fact. And most recently was the one that I hosted here at Hilton Hawaiian Village. So thank you to Teresa for all your involvement over the years and your company's involvement. For those of you who don't know, and I'm sure Teresa will mention in her presentation, Comfort Zone is located in Parma, Italy. Parma is kind of like North Italy, probably about midway between Florence and Milan. And I know that we're lucky to have Teresa with us at the moment, because had it not been for COVID, I think Teresa would have been on a trip over to Italy, taking along spa directors who are in fact involved with have Comfort Zone as part of their offerings at their spa. It's a wonderful perk that Comfort Zone does by inviting spa directors on a trip to Italy. But COVID's loss is our gain, and it's good to have you here, Teresa.
Thank you.
Before I hand over to you, I just have to show you something that I found in my, which I in fact use. I didn't have to look very far, at an old bag of Comfort Zone.
Yes.
That gave out. I'm not sure if you can even see. Here's the name, in fact. There we go, Comfort Zone. So that's, I've still got it from many, many years ago. But Teresa, I'm going to hand over to you. A very, very warm welcome, and to everybody else. And as we go through the session, ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to use the chat box to ask any questions that you may have, and we'll have a Q&A session at the end. But Teresa, welcome, and if I can hand over to you.
Thank you. I'm just going to pull this up so we have a full screen and you can see all the lovely pictures. There we go. Well, thank you so much for having me. And as Daryl had mentioned, we would have been in Parma right now, but unfortunately that wasn't happening. So I'm thrilled to be with all of you. And I was excited to just have a few moments to share with you who we are. And as I was, speaking with Sean and kind of planning our call together to make sure that the material really honors your time and minutes. So thank you for being here with us. And if it's recorded, thank you for taking moments out of your day as well. But what I found is that we have so many things in common that even the things that are most important for you to hear of what you would want to have in someone who'd want to partner with you and that you'd want to partner with are things that are extremely important to us. So we were basically born in 1983 in Parma, Italy. We are the sister company to DAVINES. DAVINES is a hair care group that has been around much longer and extremely well known. Our founder is the entire family, the Bellotti family, you can see in that little slide there, mom, dad, son, and daughter. Davide, the son there in the lower corner, as he started to get older, he became a pharmacist, a cosmetic chemist, and really his goal and vision was to really be a company and a business that would help bring to people sustainability and beauty, and really seeing people as a whole rather than just something that they would purchase. So with that being said, sustainability is extremely important to how we do business and what we do in every single day and every single practice. So we're a B corporation. If you don't know what a B corporation is, or you'd like to know more, let me know. You can ask in the chat. And just so you also know that just for being with us today, we have a beautiful gift that will be going out to all of you. Daryl's going to help me make sure I have all of your contact information, but if you're also viewing a recorded version, we'll have a way you can contact me to be able to enact that gift as well. So B Corporation is a way of doing business that measures every aspect of what you do, from your packaging to how you treat each other to how the ingredients are handled. So I'd love to share more with you sometime in person if you'd like to know more as well. So all of our products are made in Italy at the DAVINES village, and the village has been designed, again, in every aspect to be sustainable to the people that are experiencing it, as well as the earth. So right down to how many rows of trees are behind us that cushion us from the freeway to make sure that sound is being cared for, and communities of plants are being planted there that are able to help grow one another, and also quite a few of living garden pieces that are actually in our products. So our brand mission is one thing that we keep evolving with, but basically the biggest part of our mission that has changed recently that I absolutely love is that we talk about how we have two homes, our planet and our skin, because as we know, our skin is our largest organ, and that's where we live. So with more than 20 years of expertise, we're combining the best of science and making sure that everything that goes into our products is therefore a reason that is going to be a conscious skin science. So it's making sure that our products are going to be able to care for your skin, not just in what is your skin type, but what type of skin challenge are you having? What type of skin condition are you going through? Even as we speak today, I'm sure your skin is different than when we went into quarantine many months ago. Am I right?
Yes, indeed.
So a sense of place. Sean, I love the way that was worded when we spoke about different things we'd want to speak to, and our partners are extremely important to us in every aspect. And in the United States, we are in just over 300 locations, so we don't say yes to everyone, which is something I'm extremely proud of, because it has to be a partnership that is there that's going to help us grow together, as well as that's going to make sure that we're representing each other in a beautiful way. So wellness and beauty, and making sure that it's something that we're helping each other to carry out, as well as being a business partner to help you grow in your profitability. So effectiveness was something else that was extremely important to speak to. And again, I'm so excited to be able to share with you. Effectiveness, conscious skin science is really how we formulate all of our products. So within our product lines, within every family that we have a different scientific committee that we work with. So over 40 scientists that we work with at any given time. So it could be a neuroscientist, a cardiologist. It could be, any aspect of a nutritionalist. So it's a really beautiful thing to know that your skin is being taken care of from the outside in and the inside out. So our innovation is there constantly to make sure we're giving you the most up-to-date information and the biggest tools that you can utilize to care for your skin and your body. So all of our products have been clinically tested, and I just wanted to also, when talking about effectiveness, I wanted to just introduce you to some of our skin champions or our stars. Skin Regimen is one of our latest additions as far as a line that we've relaunched recently, and it's been proven to be fast living and slow aging when it comes to your lifestyle. So it reduces cortisol levels that are in your skin and then in your body. So I have to do this every time I talk about it. So this is the aroma that's functional. And the functional aroma is actually a combination of green and woody accents that are pure essential oils, and they're there that in a way that are able to lower stress and the levels of cortisol, which also, of course, belly fat, you can't see my tummy, but those are things that cause aging in your skin, and to slow that down also slows down the aging process of your brain. So this is something that I love to really speak to with anyone who will listen, because I think we could all use a little bit of relief when it comes to what is coming at us on a daily basis to have our skin and our body and our minds age. So this line is a full line that is start to finish able to care for all skin conditions. And again, that's actually something that I'm going to be gifting someone today. So we do have that will be gifted to someone in the chat box today, this beautiful gift set, and it is going to be in the Skin Regimen line. So whoever does receive that, I'll explain exactly what it is. I know we don't have time to get into all of the features of all of the rock stars in each of them. We have Sublime Skin, which is our family that's really there for replumping, refirming. It helps people to go to a place where the skin can act like it was when it was young. And it does this in a way, scientifically, being able to really slow down things that are causing the skin to age. So there's an Archilift technology and peptides and ingredients that are going to be in there that will act like bovine and Botox in the professional treatments without having any of those harmful chemicals. So utilizing marine elements and different things that will actually really change the skin in a way that I recommend always those selfies in the treatment room, and when you're even, you know, on the sales floor speaking to your guest about what changes that you can help them to get to with their skin and elevating their skin health by utilizing our products. We have Remedy, which is another one of our families that is prebiotic. I don't know if any of you have heard about prebiotic skincare, but it's something that I've never really seen before us. So to be able to go in there and feed those little microflora that live with us and help us to create a skin barrier that wants to be healthy and strong is something that's really, really important. And this helps really all people who have redness, irritation, any of those things even right now that are happening to a lot of us just because a lot of us are extra stressed and we just need something that's going to help us to create a little more balance. So again, this is something I have to do it because if you know me at all, this is the Remedy toner, and this actually has prebiotic pieces into it that will help to create a stronger sense of your skin barrier, as well as to soothe and calm redness, which I can get a little bit flushed at times if I get a little too excited. And that's me, because I'm excited to be here with you today. Then we have Body Strategist that we just relaunched recently. And the Body Strategist line is as effective, if not more effective, for body challenges, cellulite, firming, exfoliation. We have a massageable mud that we utilize in the treatment room, which I know some of the Hawaii Spa Association partners have been able to experience and offer beautiful treatments already over there in Hawaii. But we now are going to be offering a little bit of a packet that is a retail version of this, which again, I don't know anyone who has massageable mud, so what a beautiful treatment to be able to do at home for your home care. And that's something that Daryl and I spoke about when we were talking the other day about being able to create little treatments for people to do at home for self-care right now when they're not able to go out. So we've really worked with a lot of our partners that have been existing, or even some of our new partners that came on board with us during this time, that we've created little packets to be able to help people to have their facial care at home, have their body care at home, and really be able to see big results. Not quite as a big result as if it were the beautiful hands that would be in the treatment room from all of you and your staff, but truly being able to have tools to be able to do some of these treatments at home. Tranquility is something that I know most of you, if you've heard about us at all, are completely aware of, and it's something that is one of our most favorite of all favorites because, of course, it's stress relief. And if people say they don't have stress, I think that they're lying. They're just, or they're in denial. But Tranquility is able to really give you a sense of well-being and to lower stress levels with 6 essential oils that are going to help you. It comes in help you to relieve and lower those stress levels. But we have several different products that can be utilized in the treatment room and at home, as well as music that we are able to offer that can lower stress levels as well. So we have binaural beat music. It's a beautiful music that has been proven by the amount of beats per minute to be able to lower stress levels. So that combined with a specific touch, we use brushes for this treatment as well, that gives a really light touch. So those combinations really can change someone's life that is experiencing stress. So we can have your body team offer that, as well as your estheticians. And one of my favorite treatments to talk about is the Tranquility, just doing maybe the back portion of it and then flipping the guest over and doing our Sublime facial, which is our most firming and toning facial. It's a treatment that feels like they've been at the spa all day with only really experiencing, taking about 2 hours out of their day. So when we talk about profitability, which was what I was getting into with kind of creating kits and being able to help people to care for themselves from home or even with you and sending them home with these pieces, our facial and body rituals are pieces that we love to share with you to figure out what maybe is missing on your menu and what could be there that would help you gain more profitability. And we do this through making sure that we're taking a look at your demographic with you. And we really truly want to be a business partner, not just someone that would come in and put products on your shelves or just someone that would show you what's new from us. We really want to make sure we're there partnering with you to help you grow in the best way possible. So when I say that, we really like to support you in a way that we are being a business success and supplementing your success through products and treatments, through education. We have devices, so we actually have that little thing that you see there on the table is a skincare analysis piece that we can come and do treatment events with you, so we can actually take a look at someone's skin from a much deeper level and be able to recommend home care and treatments that we would love to book on that day. So we love to do events with you, marketing and promotions. And when I say education with you as well, we do mean that we come out and see you in Hawaii, where I know a lot of times vendors will say that they're coming, but they never do, or if they do, you see them once a year. We try to really make sure that we're out your way at least 3 times a year. And if there's something big and eventful that you're planning, we try to make sure we're there too, and even if that is a 4th time in the year. So those are some of the pieces that we really work with to make sure that we would be a successful partner to you. Does anyone have any questions? Or that was a really, really fast explanation of who we are and what we offer.
Well,
Okay.
Teresa, I just wanted to thank you for a quick introduction to Comfort Zone. You know, looking at your premises in Palma and looking at the products, there seems to be almost like a parallel of understated elegance, you know, from the buildings as well as to the look of the products. And that is so noticeable and nice to see. The other thing, just listening to your comments about that you've really taken the green side of that is becoming so important to all of us and introducing that to the line, which is also noticeable. And I think as we look towards the future, that will become much, much more important. So thank you for that. And I'm going to hand it over to Jen, who has been accumulating some questions that have been coming in.
Okay.
And thank you for that very elucidating presentation.
Thank
Jen,
you. My pleasure. Can I just, to add to your comment about the green, I'm so glad you noticed, because we were just at the Green Spa Network in the beginning of this year, and Davide, our founder, received this incredible gifted presentation and a reward for what we've been doing with getting into resoiling and regeneration when it comes to planting. And so a slide that I just realized I did not put in because it's not come out yet, our organic portion of our line, that family is going to be launched here soon, and it's something that really takes it to the next level.
That's amazing. And that was actually one of the questions and comments that I had, but thank you, Daryl. And thank you, Teresa, for that amazing presentation. I too mirror that the packaging is just so refined and beautiful, and that there's that elegance and the simplicity of it. The story behind it really makes it that much more powerful.
Thank you.
So the first question that I have in the chat box is, you know, all of us have had to kind of pivot and shift during this time with coronavirus. So tell us a little bit about what that means for Comfort Zone. What kind of changes has the company needed to make over these last few months?
I am so glad you asked, because one thing that has really happened during all of this is, as a lot of people shut down, we actually revved up. Our team is small, and what we ended up doing is we really started doing a lot of inviting to have these calls that are face-to-face. We usually use Microsoft Teams, which is why when Zoom came on, I was making sure I knew what I was doing. But the conversations have really been going on how we can take care of each other and how we can learn more. And so it's been a lot bigger, really making sure that we're learning ways to have people be able to care for themselves at home, which is what I had mentioned with some of our packaging. We have beautiful gift sets that include, you know, travel sizes of different pieces that can kind of give someone a jump start to giving themselves the treatment. And then hopefully as things start to reopen, they can actually get the treatment at home. I would also say that we've gotten closer, because really part of making sure that we're a company that you would want to partner with is making sure that we're a good partner. So we've really gotten closer to our partners that are currently with us, and then the people coming on board with us. It feels even more like a family.
Wonderful, wonderful. And it's so important during this time, right? That all of us are being forced to be distant from one another. So really focusing on bringing ourselves back into that togetherness, even though it may not be face-to-face. So that's wonderful to hear. So along those lines of partnering with your different spa partners, tell us about some of the marketing initiatives maybe you've done in the past or just recently, but what's something that really draws to you, or a good example that you've had with some marketing initiatives with some of your, either a new launch or a new line or something like that that we could take away for our spas?
Well, I can tell you that when we relaunched Skin Regimen, I think it was the year before, it was not this year, it was last year. Skin Regimen was such an incredible launch because people got really excited to understand that there was such a study of a medicinal place to it, of having a science behind it, of having an aroma that was functional, of having music that also went with that line that would lower cortisol levels, and really having backup with the studies. So that part of the marketing was there, as well as we made sure that we had packages that made sense to bringing on that line to your spa directors, and then making sure that we're partnering you with promotions that work beautifully to be able to gift the guest for maybe buying more than one product. I know they sound like simple things, but along with our packaging, which I love that you all noticed, because the simplicity of it is what makes it so beautiful. But all of our money truly goes into what's inside of the bottle, with that packaging being a little bit smaller. But also the packaging is green as well. So there's a lot that goes into making sure that it goes back to the earth in a great way. But promotionally, those pieces worked really beautifully.
Nice.
Make sense?
I'm sorry. On that note, there was a question that came through on the packaging that it's a little bit hard to tell from the images in the presentation. Are any of the products in glass bottles, or is it all in plastic?
If they are glass bottles, it's recyclable, and it's also able to go back to the earth. And then as Sacred Nature is coming back out, the glass is going to be even more recycled, and even more, I think the compatibility with going back to the earth is like 97%, 99%. So I would hope that maybe any of you that would be interested, if we are going to have a call that's introducing our Sacred Nature, which is our Bio and Eco Certified line, that's going to be coming up here October 1st, I believe. So if any of you would want to be invited to that, I'd love to have you. The filming behind it too, there's a space to that goes back to giving back to the people of the earth, and a tree project in Italy, which makes the packaging pretty much like beyond a zero footprint.
Wow, that's
So,
incredible. I would
yeah,
love if you could send that to us, the
yes,
details of it. We'll make sure it gets on the website for those that are on the
I would
call
love
today or watching, so that they can attend if they'd like. That's
it. Okay.
wonderful.
And our marketing is wonderful too. And the one thing I would also say with our partnership is that we customize whenever possible too, or whenever needed. So if there was something that one of your spa directors was doing and they wanted to create an event and create signage and create all of these pieces that will go with it, our team is happy to do that. So, I know that a lot of times if there's a resort attached or that sort of thing, their team will do it. But to have the two partnering really takes a lot of the footwork out of it for the spa director. And that's really what our job is. We want to make their job easier.
Mm-hmm. And that's huge. That takes a huge piece off. So that's great to know, to have that support. Thank you.
Yeah.
So when we talk about, the products are made in Italy, that's where everything's being sourced and come from. Is there a warehouse in the US and the mainland, or is everything shipping directly from Italy? As I'm sure you're aware, shipping is probably one of the biggest headaches that spa directors have in trying to figure out where it's coming from, but also the price. So how does that compare?
Well, we have offices and warehouse in New York, and the locations that we would ship to, we figured out that it is usually better to go through the USPS, and we're able to keep control of that. And if the order is more than $1,500, it's free shipping. So we take the cost of shipping.
Oh, great. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Another question that came through, can you tell us about the most exciting support event you've done at a spa recently or historically? But what was your favorite event and what kind of offerings were there for the guests?
Well, I would say one of my favorite ones that we did this past springtime was at the Belmont El Encanto. It's in Santa Barbara. It's kind of a magical place already. I'm not going to pretend, but they invited their members, and then we also have healthy recipes that go with a lot of our treatment products. So the families will have brochures that will kind of break down what the skin condition is and what the need is, and then the solutions. And then on the back of the books, we actually have little food recipes to teach your guests how to internally take care of yourself. So they used some of those recipes and made some of those finger foods, and it was absolutely beautiful. Different hummuses and different little soup shooters of different pieces, and a chocolate bark that was made with pomegranate pieces and a acai. So just a lovely event. And then I had that skincare analysis machine there that we work with. And we did consultations the whole time with their lead esthetician. So of course the lead esthetician is booking the treatment there that day, which we would give a gift to the guest if they booked that day. And then they received discounts on the products that day. So I want to say we had a $5,000 event. It was a couple of hours. The whole hotel, the whole resort got involved. And then the team was really excited too, because they saw all of their guests getting really excited about really knowing what their needs were and knowing what they would need to continue taking care of.
Wow, that sounds like an awesome event. I want to go to one like that.
Let's have one. Let's get Ohio. Let's get Hawaii open and let's do it.
Oh
Maybe
my goodness.
we'll shoot for 6 months into next year, because I feel like this year's, I don't want to say it's over, but I think I've kind of made this year in my mind like, okay, this year's just getting better. We're just going to keep getting ourselves better and elevating. And I love what you said about having us all come together. When you asked like what changed with Comfort Zone, or what, I feel like we elevated the way that we connect and the way that we know that we need each other. Because some days I'm not this excited and uplifted. Sometimes I need to talk to one of you to hear your voice and hear. Today I talked to one of our spa partners. She's this wonderful esthetician that also does body work, and she was saying how she opened up her own place right before quarantine happened. So she said, oh my gosh, why did I do that? But then she said she started just seeing people individually where she could, to just try to keep people feeling well, and that's what uplifted her. And that message to me uplifts me. Because I'm an esthetician as well. I've been in the industry since, I'm gonna give my age again, the 80s, the late 80s, but that is what brings me up as well.
Mm-hmm. And I think for a lot of us, that's kind of why we got into this industry, right? Mm-hmm. And so
Absolutely.
I personally, that has been my biggest struggle through this, is not being able to give anymore, right? You don't have your guests to give to. And so bringing the community together like this is really important. So thank you again for being here.
I'm thrilled.
You know, through the presentation, you were giving examples of not only the skincare products, but body as well, which I personally love. But can you talk a little bit about, I know it's going to vary depending on the treatment, but your average cost per treatment for a facial and for body, what can spas kind of expect as far as like an entry-level treatment to your higher end protocols that you have?
Well, what I would say is that we're not on the highest end and we're not on the lowest end. So I could give you, like, if we are actually speaking to one of your locations, I could actually share what our cost per treatment would look like depending on which family they were interested in. But I will say we're very cost effective. And with our body treatments as well, and it's also easy for us to be able to help your team be able to not overuse our products, because truly if they are overusing our products, they're throwing them down the drain because they're so effective.
Right.
A little bit goes a long way. And then even with some of our body treatments, we have a peel scrub that has just been relaunched. So it has particles as well as that chemical, for lack of better terminology, that chemical breakdown. So, and if they overuse that, they're just taking more time to remove the product.
Right.
Very extremely cost effective. And I can share numbers with whoever would be interested. If they are, please let me know.
Wonderful. And then are there any requirements from Comfort Zone's end? Let's say someone on the call decides that they are interested in bringing the product line in. Do you have a recommendation or a minimum number of SKUs, or could they just, if they wanted to zero in just on body, or do you require that they bring in the whole line?
That is a great question as well. Well, of course, we would hope that they would want to do face and body, but we would want it to be according to what makes sense to them. We very much always encourage that they would bring on a whole family, because of the fact that our families are not huge, and that we would also be recommending through our website that they go to that location. So we would want to make sure that the person coming in to purchase the product could actually get the product. And then as far as opening with us, that's really customized. So generally our opening orders would be $2,500, but within that, we're flexible, and we also know it's a really odd time right now. So it's really up to what's going to make sense to that particular person and their particular business. We'd want to work closely with them to make sure that they're comfortable and excited.
Great. And that actually is a perfect segue into my next question on when we talk about retail and all of us having to pivot, right? We're trying to rethink what that looks like. And in the world of testers, those are essentially going to be going away, right? Or we have to get really creative on how we're doing it. What is Comfort Zone's response to testers? What does that look like now moving forward?
Well, at this moment, we're still figuring that out. Although our testers, most of them would be really easy to stay behind a counter and actually be able to divvy them out individually so that they stay safe. That would be probably the recommendation for now. And then finding a way to be able to have people get them without having them tainted. So
right.
The team being able to be really well versed on it. So I would say education, and that would be something that we would really love to help with as well. We also have beautiful samplings. We have beautiful paquettes. If you've ever received gifting from us at all, hi there, Mio. I see your beautiful face. If we're able to show you, we have beautiful paquettes, so it's an easy way to be able to maybe break those up and sample them. So that might be something I suggest as well.
Great. And I think along those lines, you know, a lot of us are going to get creative, not only with, you know, maybe it's a tray with that line of samples and you bring that out if a guest is interested. Yeah. But also I think incentives for our front desk team, right? Because they're going to have to be a lot more involved in that process, that selling process. So it's really, like you said, it's making us elevate, and it's making us take it to the next level. And it's going to be a lot more of a personalized shopping experience, which is what we all want anyway, right? For the guests to ensure that they're.
I think so. I've been in conversation with several people kind of having this where you're going right now. I feel like it's making us, okay, I have a kitty that's decided he wants to join. Sorry about that. um, um, I would say it's making us think of things that we weren't thinking of before because we didn't have to. So I love that. And within our sampling, we have a way that you can earn them by the amount of purchases that you make. You can actually earn different pieces. So it would be hopefully not more cost to the spa to be able to get those pieces and work it out. And then as far as making sure that you're incentivizing the team, we always try to make sure we're doing everything we can to run contests, to also find out what's important to them. So we want to make sure that they're being motivated. So, you know, however that works, and it's, you know, sometimes it's different by person, by location, and we really try to make sure, again, being a business partner with that spa director to figure out what it is. Because if they're excited and they're happy, then of course the spa director is going to be able to be more excited and more happy and be able to get their job done a lot easier as well.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Again, I think it's so, we kind of keep coming back to the same vein of, it's just about the partnership and making sure that the support is there on both ends, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, and then also the commitment, you know, and that's why when I said we don't say yes to everyone, we don't. So I don't ever want to sound like I'm not being inclusive to everyone, because if someone is really, you know, excited and wanting to be a part of us, I've never seen anyone be denied. Although if someone isn't serious about it and really wanting to be a part of what the big picture is, we're not saying yes to everyone. So that makes me feel like my job is really something that I want to be invested in. And if you couldn't tell, I nerd out on everything about us. So I love every aspect of it. I love our science. I love hearing about how the research is, and our dossiers really go into big detail with it too. So if you want to find out like all those really big details about what science and studies go into it, you can do that too. So, and we have really great access to our labs and our pharmacists and all of those science people that are involved. So it's incredible.
It's so great. You can feel your passion for it when you speak, which is really, really great. So when you talk about not saying yes to every spa, what is your expectation for spas? How do they demonstrate commitment to you as a brand?
Well, I would say it's okay. So if someone wasn't performing, like say coronavirus time, nothing like that. I would say it's about my hopefulness and the commitment would be that we would be planning what their quarter would look like, what their 6 months would look like, what their year would look like together, to make sure that we're not missing things that we could capitalize on to make our partnership better for them and for us. We both want to grow. So making sure that we're planning those events, planning those incentives, you know, also, you know, planning newness for the spa, planning new treatments. You know, even if it's just starting off on a treatment that maybe you don't think you're necessarily going to keep, but maybe something, well, it's something we thought of, let's check it out for a season. And that's really how a lot of our locations, I would say here on the West Coast that I've seen, a lot of locations start their treatments that way as they're working on their new menus. They figure out, okay, well, what can I do to just kind of see what's going to work? And so we love doing that with them too. And we also we love helping to write menus. And that's a big thing for the spa director as well, I know. It's a lot of work. A lot of work. Exactly.
We'll take any help we can get on that part.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes I feel like we get to be a little bit of a honeybee about it, because I get to go to all of these beautiful places and speak to these wonderful business intelligent people who are spa directors that also have all of these incredible talents themselves that are beyond just a business person. And so to share some of those ideas, of course, not give up secrets, but like, you know, to share ideas so that we can all really elevate.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that I think I've taken out of this whole time is it's amazing to see the spas come together. We're not against one another. Mm-hmm. We're growing the spa community and we're here to support one another. And it's just amazing to see, you know, calls like this, or if anybody has the opportunity to join the iSpa calls. I mean, it's just amazing to making people come together and collaborate. And it's not, you know, keeping secrets from one another. It's, this really worked for me. I hope it works for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's really been amazing. But are there any other questions out there? I think I've got through most in the chat box, but if anybody has any, feel free to unmute yourself or type it into the chat box.
We raffle this? Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited to give this little gift away.
We are going to, I'll give it just one more second to see if anybody has any questions come through. And then after the call today, we'll go through, the board will go through and award a winner, and then we email it out as a follow-up to the call today. So we'll make sure that Teresa is involved in that. But also just a reminder, Teresa has graciously gifted gifts to everyone participating in the call today as well. So we'll make sure that all of you that are here today, we have the attendance list from Amanda. So we'll make sure that we get all of that information sent over to Teresa, and she'll get those sent out to you. So thank you again for participating today. On the screen, you'll see Sean has our education page up, the Hawaii Spa Association website. So talking through what you can expect next week. Next week will be the finale of this series, of the High Five Vendor series. And next week, we're really taking time to dive in with the board, with your members that you see here today. We're going to do a question and answer session. And we really want to hear from you, from all of you that have been attending several series, or maybe you've been watching the videos, or there's something that's just burning questions that you have. So I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you to email me personally, and I'll put my email in the chat box just so everybody has it. Email me any questions that you have or topics that you'd like to see discussed next week with the board. And we invite everybody to come back and join us for that. It's going to be an exciting conversation. We will also be talking about next week. There's a special event that's going to be happening next weekend. The World Wellness Weekend will be happening on the, I believe it's the 19th and 20th next weekend. So we'll talk more about that next week, and how global involvement, as we talked about, you know, just a minute ago, about being inclusive and really building our community during this time. There's an opportunity worldwide to do that next weekend, which we're excited to be a part of. So we'll touch on that a little bit next week. But as for today, Teresa, thank you again so much for joining us. This was an amazing conversation. It was so great to learn about Comfort Zone and a little bit about your background in the company. Really, really wonderful. And if anybody has any questions, we do have her contact information. You can certainly send your questions and comments to us. We can connect you with her personally after. If there's any additional questions or interest in Comfort Zone, feel free to reach out. But if there is nothing else from the board, did I miss anything? No? Awesome.
Pleasure to see all of you. And Hawaii Spa Association is such a great example of exactly what you're saying about, you know, spas uplifting each other. So thanks again. And great to see all of you, and hope to see you in person maybe next year.
Yes, crossing our fingers sooner rather than later. Thank you again. And thank you everyone again for taking time to be here. We'll see you next week. Aloha.